Yeah, you recorded it, didn't you?
How long ago?
You picked it,
Oh, hello. So welcome to Team RaddTitan. Well, just Titan. We're going to be going through the Deadpool Heatseeker by Sideshow Collectibles, the exclusive version, and we're going to be taking some questions and all that sort of jazz. It's a little bit of a new concept that we're doing, so you have to stay, you have to bear with us while we do it. But we thought there might be a good idea to make this a little bit, these reviews, a little bit more interactive. We have filmed this already, done the review, and it'll be in 4K. That'll be up in a few days, maybe a week, while Alex edits all the nastiness out of it. So you'll be able to see it a little bit clearer than you can probably see it now. But these come out okay. The piece itself is come out, you know, just this arse end of this year, 2017 has come out. It's about 1,500 is for the exclusive, 2,500 is the regular. So not that many actually for a Deadpool, surprisingly. We thought it might be a bit higher edition size. So we'll take some questions on it and we'll find out what you guys want to know. It's actually massive, dude. The one thing to say about it is it's a big footprint, man. It's around 20, 26, 27 inches tall and a good 22 inches wide. You know, about 14, 15 deep. So, you know, it's through the territory if you're lucky. And it's really nicely done. Surprisingly nicely done, actually. A lot higher quality than I expected. Alex is over there messing about with the computer as usual.
So I'm just very interested trying to get everything lined up. I'm trying something with OBS and trying to get the actual footage to go across there and see what we can do, try and make it a bit more interactive.
I'll give it a second.
No one was going to see that because it was unlisted. So we're going to get you coming in late.
What was that?
I said it was listed as unlisted, so people may not have seen that part.
What are you doing over there?
Set it up.
Are you making a mess? You just get it sorted and get the fuck over it. You know? If I wanted a more successful channel, I would do it on my own.
Well,
Get Jen to edit it. I'm sure she could work it all out with relative ease. I'm going to get half of the crap out of the bottom with you. Alright. Jesus, I was fucking worried about magnets and that. Is that alright? How's it look?
yeah, it's good. I'm just trying to see if we can get something running here.
Is it up or not?
It is playing.
Good.
So, yeah.
So is it look alright? Alright?
Yeah, I've got it in front of me.
So how's it look? What's it look like?
Well, because it's going live, we need to set up what it is. So it's going to have the actual footage there.
Yeah.
Logo, live chat there, so people ask questions. And then they'll have Deadpool pictures you took there.
Oh, good.
And stuff there. So that's just a test again to see whether we can actually use the OBS, which is quite a good bit of
kit
if you can use it properly. So yeah, because some people watching now.
Good.
So as I say, we've done the unboxing. Again, I'll just come over. So we've done the unboxing. We're getting this all up and running. We went through it. We looked at the exclusive part, the regular part. We kind of said what we liked about it, what we didn't like about it, and we went through it that way. So
we see that coming up soon. That won't be far away.
Yeah.
We should have that edited enough.
Well, I think that this will be the next piece to go up, and then after that will probably be the darkness. So we'll try and get them all up as soon as we can, really. Again, we've probably got about 20 videos waiting to go up.
We've got about another 5 or so to film today. And it's hard.
And we've got like hardly any done today because we
not productive today. Not productive today at all.
Not productive at all.
Fun, but not productive. It's usual routine, isn't it?
So we're just getting screens. So yeah, again, we start low.
I'm reviewing this shit again.
Well, let's just go over it.
I'm reviewing all this again. Jesus Christ. All right, so okay. Well, you've got that ridiculous explosion going on the base. You've got all this crap pavement, or what do you call it? Asphalt. Yeah. And they've got all these, spikes and the explosion, basically where the rock is, the floor is coming away and being blown up. Really nicely done, actually. And a lot of these, funny enough, they don't come off. They're fixed. Some of them come off, but the majority of them are fixed. And surprisingly, all turned up mint with no problems whatsoever. It's a lot of high risk breakable parts on this piece, and it came in really good nick. So you can't ask for much more than that. The explosion itself is, it's the best, explosion I've ever seen. I think they smashed this, absolutely smashed it to bits.
Well, I think they literally smashed it to bits. As I said, I think one of the problems as well was with the Sideshow pieces that came out just before, we had all the Spider-Man pieces. So we had Spider-Man, Symbiote Spider-Man, Venom, who's still coming out now, and the flames on those are quite questionable. And I think that when that was announced this was going to be on Deadpool pieces, it was going to be an explosion base, people were just like, really? Another one? Are you sure?
Well, they haven't been perfected until today. I mean, that is as close to perfection as you're going to get. I mean, it is probably one of the best bases in terms of like explosions that there is. I don't think there is any better that I've seen. It looks absolutely amazing.
Well, it's just the flames and explosions can be very difficult to do, even smoke to some degree. I think the balance of the clear resin, the painted resin, the flames and the rocks, I think it's done very well. I think it's balanced very well.
It is. I mean, them spikes are probably the worst part on it, but they're not bad. They're not bad by a long way. They're actually pretty good. Especially the ones that have got like rocks connected to them. They look even better. Really nice. And the big, massive chunks of concrete that are coming up, they're really quite classy actually. You've got a lot of scratches, dents and cracks going into that.
They're meant to be there.
Yeah, they are meant to be there. But also as well as, a lot of the things that, I was worried about, certainly that foot position and the gap that's in there. I mean, that piece doesn't move, that doesn't rock or anything. That is solidly keyed in, that ain't going nowhere. So I was surprised by that, to be honest. And I heard that there was a lot of PVC elements on this piece, but I don't know where I would call that they are.
I mean, there are a few. The PVC probably in the exclusive part. I would say that's going to be
the selfie stick.
The selfie stick, yeah. Maybe on the attachments that come off of the scabbard as well. They'll be PVC. Maybe
flames is not, missiles is not, grenades is not, gut swords is not. The base parts don't feel like they are. So it's quite hard. I think it come out really well, and I think the worry about it being full of cheap pieces is not the case. Certainly, I pulled that missile off and it's solid. It's pretty solid.
And I think the way that they've actually put the missile on there and attached it to the body, I would have predicted it would have been likely, it would have been probably a big questionable whether that was going to stay on there. That's solid, and that's actually really well.
And it's invisible. It's invisible. You can't see really where it attaches at all, which is really nice.
Other side of that as well is you can actually display it properly without that.
Yeah.
If you had a space issue, I reckon that if you're going to have the back here of the cabinet, I reckon if you take that off, you could still get away with that quite nicely.
Yeah, you're right.
There wouldn't be a problem with that at all. Just to get the comments here. One comment.
Oh, good. What are you idiots doing?
Yeah, it's just like I can't see a thing. What's going on? So I'm just going to check that. 1 second. So
you are?
Yeah. Sound is echoing echoes. Can't wait for you guys to do this piece. There's a lot to see. Gio.
Yeah.
You like the pose better in person. You didn't like the whimsical Deadpool that much.
I've got to be honest with you. For me, I really prefer the regular. I'm not, we've got it with the exclusive at the moment. It's posed, but I really really like the regular. I like the regular head, and I like the gun, and I like the clear resin part. on the bullet and all of that. You know, that for me is the best where this piece looks at its best. The exclusive is nice. It's a nice thing to have, and it certainly is a little bit more jovial. I don't really like my Deadpools too jovial though, you see, because when I started reading when I was a kid, we're talking in sort of the mid-90s here, and he was brutal. He was a badass, brutal character. A little bit leery, a little bit of mouth on him, but you know, he'd cut your head off as soon as look at you. So I kind of liked him like that. He seemed to, the jokes were about making light of the brutality of the character, not just jokes for no fucking reason. So for me, I think that the dynamicness of this piece is absolutely insane. I think this takes, you know, even the Spider-Man premium format on the one hand and the Venom on the one hand. You know, I think these are all really good engineering processes that Sideshow have done a cracking job at perfecting, because they're very well balanced. And I think this is another one on that list. I think it's very, I mean, he's almost, for me, this is like a fucking Olympic high jump, you know? He's up and he's turning at the same time. So he's done his jump and then he's flicking his body over the missile, which is genius. I mean, that is exactly what it looks like a high jumper.
Oh yeah, he's going to go over it. Yeah,
flip over it. You see what I'm saying? It's that, because I mean, when you do sport, you know that they run up and then it's that way. Your whole body goes over one side and over the other. I don't. Well, you won't know because you could barely fucking stand up, let alone do anything else. But this, I think the pose is really solid.
There you go. Sounds perfect now. So yeah, I realised what the sound issue was there. Sorry, we were recording through the webcam has a microphone attached, and we have the new microphone. So yeah, we're still learning, still
perfecting.
So yeah, but we're using these as ways to try to iron out those things, so that in future, hopefully, we can do these a lot more smoothly.
Yeah,
I wouldn't expect.
No, don't expect. Not from us. I mean, that's half of the point, you know. We're not a production team. Yeah, pose really nice, man. Really, I mean, definitely prefer the regular. So, if you're on the fence about it, man, jump in and grab this piece, because they did a cracking job. The elements that I heard that I worried about don't seem to exist. I don't think there's a lot of PVC on this piece at all. Not enough for me to be concerned. And I really am quite impressed with I'm really impressed with the base. I think the base is fucking nuts. And the pose, nice. You know, for me, want a little bit more serious. Put that serious head on there. Get the gun on there. Get the bullet on there. And it's like a screenshot in time, which is very, very movie-esque, isn't it? Because he does it a lot in the film where time sort of stops almost.
Well, and he starts talking to the camera and
all that type of shit. So it is more based on the film sort of piece, I think.
Yeah. Well, no, as I say, we've got the regular part over there with the gun, the flame coming out the gun. I prefer that piece a lot more than the exclusive. I think with this piece, I don't think the exclusive is necessary, and I don't think the exclusive is something I would ever display personally. I think that the regular head, the gun, and the flame, for me, they are much better. The problem with the gun is it is a bit too heavy, and I'd be very, very concerned about having that in there if I was going to have a door that I'm going to be opening and closing for other pieces like on a cabinet. So that would bother me. I have contacted Sideshow about getting a replacement for that.
And they're good. They're solid. Sideshow is solid. So one thing you don't worry about, they'll sort it all out. But yeah, I get what you're saying.
Which one core pieces would you pair with this?
Do you know, it's a funny thing that you actually say that.
Or is it more a standalone piece?
It's a funny thing that you say what you're saying, because I actually said to Alex when I walked in the room that what this actually would go really well with was the Aaron Ray Perez Deadpool, the X-Force one that Alex has. Because if you look at it, I think the way that you would pose it, I think what we were saying, me and Alex, was it's like, okay, so it's that way. So it's that way that you can see. And the Aaron Ray Perez's Deadpool would probably fit in this sort of space here. So I think it would go really well with that. But saying that's a very rare piece to get hold of, I was just saying to Alex that they actually suit really well. But, you know, they're doing the female Deadpool. What's her name? Gwenpool. What's her fucking name?
Gwenpool.
What's her fucking name?
Spider-Gwen.
No.
Spider-Gwen is Gwen. It's just Lady Deadpool, isn't it?
Is it?
Yeah.
The female Deadpool, anyway, looks like it's the sort of piece that would go very well with this. But to be honest with you, my honest opinion is this needs to go into a glass cabinet with a mirrored back, and it needs to probably be on its Todd, because it's a very it's a centerpiece. It's a massive piece, 20 627 inches tall, 22 inches wide. It's a big piece. So any centre piece you can put on top of a DTOF, it will go. Alex has it up there, and looks great up there.
It is a piece you can get away with having high because.
What would you say goes with it?
It's hard to say because.
Do you think something a little bit more less dynamic, something that's a bit more stationary, or do you think it's the opposite? There needs to be something more dynamic.
Would it look good next to cable? XM cable?
Probably, you know.
Yeah.
It probably would.
You'd have XM cable standing to the right.
That way, you mean over on that side?
No, that's our right. I'm talking about who the.
Well, like with the missiles sort of going past the back of cable as well.
Yeah, because then cable's like standing there looking pissed off.
Cable's like going, what's the with his gun on his thing? What's all the fuss about?
I don't know one.
I would have him just like that. What's all the fuss about as he's jumping and diving around?
I think them two would go well together, but you'd need a big cabinet for that.
Yeah.
Big old cube.
Big cube.
Other than that, maybe Colossus PF.
Yeah, so it may be. I mean, something that's you've got a good shout.
And again, I think both of those are very museum poses, but I think that they're the two characters that tie in nicely with Deadpool.
Yeah, certainly in the films as well, isn't it?
I just think that they're both very serious characters.
Thanos?
So the kind of museum pose looks really good with them. Thanos? No.
Throne piece, maybe?
No, I don't think so. I know there is like a little.
There's a big comic.
There's one where they both, he starts dating Death or something, doesn't he?
No, Death falls in love with him.
Oh, okay.
And that's why he becomes immortal, doesn't he? Thanos won't allow him to die, so that he can't be with her because she's like frothing for him. She like fancies him, so she wants him to die.
I know you guys have Thanos on the way, and I'm getting a bit worried. What's your thoughts? But this isn't about Thanos.
Don't worry.
Damn it.
Don't fucking worry. Listen, this piece came out really, really well. You know, they really did. This actually could be one of the best pieces out this year. From Sideshow. I personally, I agree with Alex. I think Bane is the best piece they've released this year in terms of execution. Yeah. But this is probably the harder job.
I think Bane's executed very, very well. And I think Bane is even, I'd go far as to say, is one of Sideshow's
best ever.
Definitely top 10 pieces of all time. Yeah. I think Bane was a piece that really took me by surprise. Yeah. That's why I'm really, really surprised about the edition size of Bane. I think Bane's going to be really sought after in future. Are there any thoughts on some of the QC issues with Sideshow recently? Seen a lot of messed up ones in the last 3 or 4 days. Loads of issues with Jane Foster and the PF Venom. Yeah,
I saw the Foster stuff. And it's funny that actually, because a lot of people showing you pictures of the completed item, and when it's all together, it doesn't look that bad. But when you break all the pieces down and you look at them individually, there's some sloppy work that's gone on there. I definitely agree. Do you know what? It all comes down to what type of collector you are. Because me and Alex, we're actually the same in regards to, we get pieces out of the box, and if we pull out a piece and it's sloppily casted and it just looks a bit rubbish, and we put it on and then it's invisible, the floor, it still bothers us. We're the type of people that we know it's there and it's like, that's grinding me, that's bothering me. And some people are like that. Other people like, as long as I can't see it, as long as it doesn't show to other people, I'm not bothered by it. So I guess it's just your personal preference. This does not have any of those issues. There's not really... The only issue that this piece really has is two. One, like Alex was talking about, the gun is really heavy for, I think, the magnet and that arm, and it's a bit of a problem. I think the way that the weight is on the bullet as well, the leverage, you got to be careful. So set it up and get it the way you want it. Maybe put some putty in there or whatever you want to use, but to get it right. And I think maybe the sculpt, maybe it's a little bit undershaded in certain areas, which makes the body look a little softer. You can see by his legs and his arms that he's actually got a fair bit of muscle under there, but with the pose and the torso being the way it is, he doesn't look as ripped, as comically accurate. It's a lot more a nod to the film piece. So if you love the film, I really think this is a Deadpool that you'd be very happy with. It's got enough shading on there. In places, I mean, but you can clearly see the mass in his legs and in his arms, and I don't think they've been shaded just enough. I mean, it's just a little under in places because it looks soft in areas, and I don't think it is that soft. I think the pose adds to it, and the thick suit that he's wearing. Because, you know, comic Deadpool's ripped to pieces, right?
Well, hold on.
Yeah, he's ripped to pieces, isn't it? He's like an anatomy project that you can see. And I think on him, he looks at this one, the way it posed, it looks a bit thick around the body, and the arms look a little bit lean, but it's very closer to the film. And I think it's more deceptive in pictures. I think it's not as soft as it looks, if that makes sense. Does that make sense?
We just complained about it being soft.
Yeah, but it's not as soft as, I think if it's shaded a bit more, it would look a bit more muscular. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I think there's enough shading on there for me. I think that, again, it's one of those things that's going to be hard to pick up on camera.
Yeah.
Shading is one of those things where when I do my editing, for example, I watch it on 3 screens at the same time. When I do that, the actual footage is different colours on all screens.
Yeah.
That's the problem. People have different settings on their phones, on their, iPhones
Internet.
change it. Facebook is notorious for taking reds off of colours. So, no matter when you look at it in all different medias, it's going to change slightly anyway.
Yeah.
You're never going to know until you see it in person, basically. But then also, the problem with that is you may see one in your local comic book shop.
Dusty, crap, in the sun. We have.
Well, no, but even if you see it perfectly from the comic shop, you may order it and it may look different because of the hand painted.
Yeah, exactly.
I've gone back to an old story of where I had the J. Scott Campbell Spider-Man. I had 2 of them at the same time. Yeah. And they were
completely
different. The blues were different, the reds were different, the shading was different.
Spider-Man PF.
The new Spider-Man PF. My one is really, really, really shaded. For George says to him it's too shaded and he doesn't like it, but for me, I love it like that.
Yeah, mine was a little lighter than that. But mine had problems.
Well, George's was like vibrant red, vibrant blue. Mine is a lot darker. But I like it dark anyway.
Yeah. So. Yeah. It's about preference really for you.
And we've got Forg Gunderson in there.
Yo! Darth Castle in this bitch.
Yeah. We need to get to Washington.
Oh, proteges, man. Proteges there.
We need to get Washington.
We should get 10% royalties on them bitches.
So, yeah, as I say, it was just this quick video. We're trying out, at the moment, George don't really know about this side of it, but I'm just trying out the OBS software. So I'm trying to do it so you can see a few things going on at the same time. Hopefully, we'll use this as a format for when we do the awards. Hopefully that'll be something we could do where we'll try and tidy up a little bit. I will try and tidy up a little bit to do that.
If you're on the fence about this piece, don't be.
Yeah.
Don't believe.
No one's going to watch our review now if you give too much.
Don't believe the PVC thing because there isn't a lot on it. I don't know what that base is made of. We give it a little tap and stuff, and it could be like a type of plastic of some kind. We're not sure. Can't comment. Didn't help design it or build it. But it doesn't matter what that is because whatever they've done to make that base look the way it has, you wouldn't change it. You wouldn't change it for anything. If they turn around and said, well, yeah, we can make it out of polystone, but it'll be, no, just leave it exactly as is.
I think the base is something that they've done and...
it's perfected.
I think that they've... some of the kind of flames coming off maybe could be a bit better, but I think that bubble explosion part is done so well. I mean, like that, I've not seen, maybe they have done it on other pieces, but I've not seen that on a statue myself.
Never.
I've not seen that effect, and I've not seen it done that well on a piece before. I think that explosion, again, is something that is not captured in pictures. So if you have an opportunity to see a friend who's a local collector, or go to a comic book store, or go to a convention where they may have it, definitely go see it, because I think that this is something which is... what's the word? Like
underappreciated.
Not really underappreciated, but it's got like innovation.
Oh yeah, of course. That's a good word. Innovation's the word. It's definitely the first of its kind that looks the way it does. It looks amazing. Huh?
That we know of, yeah.
Well, we ain't seen one.
No, that's what I said, that we know of. So, how is the red? So the red's quite dark.
Yeah.
Again, it depends on how shaded your piece is going to turn up. Obviously, being hand painted, some are going to be more shaded than others. The red, again, I mean, I think the older Deadpool is a lot more vibrant red.
Yeah.
But this one is more of sort of dark, like a
crimson.
Like a maroon. Yeah,
nah, it's more crimson red. Like
maroon,
the maroon is too dark. I mean, it's definitely more like it is like a crimson red. It's like a blood red. That's the type of red it looks like. It's like I was saying, you can see like how jacked he is around the legs and things.
So there are parts of the back of the leg where it looks a bit kind of duller.
Yeah.
But that could be kind
it's
of
just lighting
maybe.
Be
like a paint effect where
could
they've
be
gone for the explosion.
Yeah, you can see that it's light going up his calf and darkens as it hits to his thigh. That's just where the light radiates up. It's the same on his boot here. You can see that's yellow.
Big Daddy Kane is asking again if is the sword metal?
Yes, mate. It is solid metal and it is heavy as shit. And the magnets are really strong. I mean, you can see that this is where it's magnetized. If you watch this, look, I can nearly pull the piece. See how I can move it? I can move that piece just with how strong that magnet is, and then it comes off. And then when I put it back, that is serious business. That's serious weight. That is. And then when I put it back, it absolutely snaps straight into place. And it's the same with this one.
Well, I think the problem with the gun arm was the leverage.
It's the leverage with the gun because it's heavy.
It should have been magneted.
This is really strong too.
Magneted and pegged.
Yeah, you can see here. Look, flip straight back in. It's nice. So the other than the gun, really the magnets are all pretty solid.
Okay. All right. So sword metal. How red? Dark is good. Dark is good.
It's good.
So yeah, I mean, again,
the paints. The paints on this piece are flawless.
Yeah. Like
there is no lines. There is some quite complicated painting structures on here, and there are no bleeding of any kind. You can see where you get underneath the arm. You know, just in here, you've got about 3 or 4 different textures going on here, and 3 or 4 different colours. So you've got, you know, the black and then the red, then the black again. 2 different types of textures here. Then you've got the brown leather, and then you go into the back here, and you've got these metal clips on the back, and the gold in the gun around the scabbard, around the sword. There's nothing out of place here. There is no paint issues whatsoever on this piece. It is painted incredibly clean.
Yeah,
really clean.
I'm very happy with it. And my only issue is the actual display of it. It's pretty tall and it's quite wide as well. It's not very deep. Actually, it's quite deep.
About 14, 15. Yeah. 14, 15 deep, but it's around 22 wide. So that's the problem. And you're gonna want it displayed like this, pretty much how you can see it, and it's quite wide. But there is a big space here where you could display another statue. I think Alex is right. You'll get cable in there, no problem. Right in here, right next to that. But it still is big.
You need a big.
But the point is this, right? That comes out from there, doesn't it? So all this is negative space. So if you put a statue here, you know, you're making more out of your display. You see what I mean?
Yeah. Well, no, I think that cable would be actually a very nice pairing. I would actually really like, personally, to see that myself.
Maybe we'll get cable out and take some photos.
No, I can't bother to get him out. He's in his bottom cube. He's
in the dark
corner.
He's in the dark. Yeah. Best piece he has, and it is invisible.
I need to charge his eye back up because it's gone dark in there, totally dark. I need to at least know he's there. You know.
Yeah, I mean, Jesus Christ.
Big Daddy Kane's got one more payment left, so I mean, I think you'll be very happy with it.
Yeah.
And again, that's.
I was surprised, man, because I'd seen pictures. I weren't impressed at all.
Yeah.
Really weren't impressed. So.
Let me go over here.
Yeah.
And yeah, you happy? Do you want to say goodbye to me?
Yeah. Hope it helped. You know, if this video helped, I hope it did. That's the whole point. Is that we can answer some questions and maybe show you. Hopefully, Alex has been able to edit it and play with his toys and get it so it looks pretty good. You know, because the bottom line is we want to try and show you all we can, you know, so that you know what you can make a decision fast. The only problem is we get these pieces in, we review it, we edit it, and it takes a while. So thanks for joining us, and if you like this, just comment on the bottom and let us know if it's something you want us to continue with when we do a review. It will take more of our day up, but if you find it valuable, maybe we'll get it done. Peace.
How are you going? Sorry, I haven't clicked. There you go.